if a window's misinstalled, I mean, there can be all kinds of costs that you can't even, I can spitball it out, but it can be significant to minor. It just depends on the thing. But like, I'll just give you a few examples of things I've seen over the decades I've been doing this. Just a silly one. Picture windows, non-opening windows, just a sealed unit where the glass doesn't open or close or operate or anything like that. Okay, you wouldn't know it by looking at it, but picture windows have a top and a bottom. You'd be like, well, it doesn't open. When does it matter? Well, moisture can get inside the frame between the glass and the frame. And so what the manufacturers do is they put a weep system, they build it inside the frame, so there's little weep holes at the bottom so that if moisture does get inside the frame, it weeps through the frame and channels to the exterior of the home. And the thought process is like in a really, really heavy rain, when the wind's blowing on a very large picture window, just using an example, that water is just sheeting down that glass. Well, the water will ultimately get inside the frame. And so if there's not a way for it to drain, it can come to the inside of the home. So they put weep holes inside of it so that the moisture goes to the outside rather than to the inside where it would damage your wood trim and all that. Well, if you don't have an installer who knows anything about windows or knows anything about the window they're installing, this guy may install for Joe Blow's Windows Emporium today and Sean and Bill's window company tomorrow. Well, these companies all sell different brands of windows. And so they may be familiar with this window, but they may not be familiar with this window. And you as the homeowner have no idea, do I have somebody that's competent and knows what they're doing in the installation of this product? Well, if they install that window upside down and they put the weep holes at the top, well, you got a real problem, because what happens is over time, enough water will get inside that frame that it'll start to cause mold and mildew and things like that. But in a heavy enough rain, water will start to come to the inside of the house and it can get inside the wall. And if you don't see it happening, if it's hidden behind your blinds or people, don't go look at their window, it will rot the wood out on the inside. Then the water will get inside the wall and rot the wall out. And now instead of it being a small thing, it's tens of thousands of dollars worth of wall rebuild or black mold remediation and things like that. So, that's just one example. But there's just a litany of things that, if the installer doesn't know what he's doing, just as an example, when our window is put in, our window is custom built to fit inside the existing opening. But there are still voids around our window. Our window is perfect and square. The openings in the house aren't. It's just a statement of fact. And so those voids have to be insulated and filled so that air or water doesn't penetrate through around the window or into the home or into the wall or anything like that. Well, every install that Thermo King does, our windows are watertight sealed so that there's no moisture or air coming or permeating around the window, because we have a warranty on it, labor and material. We don't want to go back out and fix a problem we made, so we just as soon do it right from the start. And I need to jump again to a different thing here. We don't sub. We have our own employee installers who do it, and they do this for Thermo King with a Thermo King window daily, so they're intimately familiar with the product, the installation. They know what they're doing. This isn't, I used to do it for this guy and now I'm doing it for this. It's not one of those deals. If there's a problem, it doesn't cost the installer, it costs the homeowner. We don't want to experiment.